Hello and welcome to this review of Crown Royal Black. This is a 90 proof Crown Royal introduced in 2010. Alright, so I checked on that. It was introduced in the year 2010. Robust, full body, cost you about $27 a bottle around here. So about $5 more per bottle than the regular Crown Royal. Says rich and flavorful blend with deep bourbon notes, all the smoothness of Crown Royal Fine Deluxe, matured in charred oak barrels and blended at a higher proof for a richer texture and bold finish. All right, I'm going about the general history of Crown Royal. This is a Diageo brand. Remember, Crown Royal was introduced by Seagram's in 1939 for the royal visit of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, his wife, his royal consort, King George VI, House of Hanover, Saxe-Coburg and Gotha actually. But anyway, so they came out with a specialty, and then it was very popular, and they turned it into a regular issue, and then it started being distributed to the USA in 1964. I was asking my father, I said, "You ever heard of Crown Royal?" He said, "Well, yeah, of course." And then he was saying, "Well, you know, that used to not be sold around here. It came later." And I said, "Right, 1964. And he was kind of indicating he didn't even see it back then. But you no longer see the bottles with Seagram's on it, because Seagram's went out of business in the year 2000. And we got a pretty tough band run it. And the Crown Royal division was bought out by Diageo, Guinness, Diageo. And Pernod Ricard bought up the Seagram's Gin line, which is very popular. Okay, I think we got it now. Beautiful plastic cap. Crown Royal Black, robust, full body, blended Canadian whiskey. Well, that's about it. You can call their 1-866-752-1345 number. Now, I bought this glass in Crown Royal gift pack. It didn't pour out so smoothly. Okay. You can see it's darker roasted or darker colored, so that's probably, it might have caramel color added, but they're probably using a heavier barrel char. Although I don't think they're using first used barrels anyway. It still could be thicker char. Alright. Crown Royal. Now, Crown Royal Black is not really that popular in Louisiana, but Crown Royal, the regular one, the Fine Deluxe, 80 proof, no age statement on that one or this one, is the #1 selling whiskey in Louisiana. Crown Royal, #1 in Louisiana. So here's the nice black felt bag. Keep that. I won't keep the box, but alright, you can see I have some other Canadian whiskeys lined up. Canadian Gold, McAdams, 40 Creek, James Fox. You know, this one was a Seagram's brand as well. It was sold off. There goes the fridge. Sold off to Sazerac in 1989, 14 years after its 1975 introduction. So we got a nice dark color. It looks great. Looks great. Looks great. But doesn't really smell that. It smells good, but it doesn't smell that differentiated from other ones. Like, say, just strong corn. It's probably, they don't give their mash bill, but it's probably mostly corn. Have a little rye, a little wheat whiskey, perhaps barley malt whiskey. and maybe some added flavorings. But good thing about Crown Royal, they're not too out of control on flavorings. You get more of a bourbon flavor that you would get from a Kentucky bourbon or Indiana bourbon than you get some of the, I can't speak for these, I haven't had them, but this one and some other ones you get there. Get a little wild with maybe the rum and the added wine variant flavors. Not a whole lot of aroma, honestly, but let's go with the taste. First thing I noticed that at 90 proof, it's not a burning, sharp, or harsh flavor. It is smooth, kind of a Crown Royal calling card. It's smooth. Main thing I get is charred oak. And corn. How about rye spice? Initially, I would not really remark on rye. It doesn't have that kind of pepperiness that I can detect. No kind of like doughy wheat. I'm trying to think what this reminds me of. It may not remind me of anything. What is it similar to? It definitely has a candy corn sweetness. Got trains, got birds. I think Crown Royal might have a little more grain whiskey flavor, just like grains, like what is corn. So we know it's aged at least 3 years. Don't know like I said, there is no age statement on these. It's nice and mellow. It's like caramel. It's like candy corn and some caramel candy, honestly. It's very smooth. There's no sharp edges. It's very rounded. It's a round whiskey. Like I say, it's not really popular around here. I noticed Walmart did not even have it listed for this town. Total Wine had it. Occasionally you'll see people buying it. I mean, I don't hear a lot of talk about it. I know there's a number of video reviews for the last 10 years, but not as many as I thought. I thought there would be a huge array of video reviews. It really isn't that many, so even more curious to see what people are going to say. All right, so final assessment. Medium body, and kind of a short finish, actually, like short to medium finish, somewhere between a short, like drop off quickly, and medium, hanging around a little bit finish. It's not as exciting as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to have more whiz bang character. I hate to say bland. It isn't really bland. It's just kind of confusing me with its candy corn flavor and then its subtle caramel. But I've always said most whiskey to me tastes like a caramel or chocolate candy, usually more like caramel, candy corn candy, so it's not that unusual. I'm not sure I like it more than regular Crown. I certainly prefer the bourbon mash, blender's mash, as they had to rename it. And some stores still sell the bourbon mash, but which is even more oriented to taste like a bourbon, which it is, you know, in a practical sense, but it can't be called bourbon in a legal sense, but I mean, it is actually what it is. But last sip. Well, I think I feel I am kind of impressed by the lack of burn. It could get you in trouble, you know, 90 proof, and you don't perceive it. I would never think it was a 90 proof by tasting it. I wouldn't believe it. The next Crown Royal I have up is a Northern Harvest Rye, which is almost 100% rye whiskey, so that should be a very interesting product. And then I'll try to go to Crown Royal, XO, the Reserve, and so on up the ladder. But I think it's a very good product. I'm not sure about excellent. I could be mistaken. I probably need to do a review with my friend David if he wants to do it, and maybe a follow-up video down the road. But I'm curious to see how this will fare in the taste challenges, because it'll be going up against all 90 proof. Pretty sure all the other Canadian, I might have a couple of 86 proof, but they'll all be lower than 90 Canadian whiskey. So I think 88 out of 100 is fair. B plus, a very good product, but honestly it's a little confusing to me. And when I'm confused like this, I try to sort of give the company the benefit of the doubt, because I think they probably know a lot more about whiskey than an amateur like myself, which is pretty obvious. But anyway, so yeah, a very good product, but a bit confusing. And I'm going to say laissez les bon temps relais, and I'm going to end this review by also saying y'all go to Ontario, Canada, to Gimli, I believe it is, and tour the Crown Royal Distillery.